Welcome to my bedroom. As you may know, we are remodeling our house and we recently repainted this room, so I thought I would switch things up and finally ditch the backdrop today. We still have some work to do in this room, like refinishing the hardwood floors, putting in new trim, switching out power outlets, but I'm going to call this room film-worthy for now, so I hope you like it. Anyways, I thought I would experiment with doing some monthly favorite videos because these are videos that I've always really enjoyed from other YouTubers. I just thought it was kind of fun, it feels like you're sitting down with a good friend and hearing about the things that they've discovered recently. So, I hope you like this video, and I'm really excited to share with you some of my favorite new products, recipes, apps, TV shows, websites, services, etc. that I think that you may like too. And chances are really good that I'm going to be pulling in some old favorites as well, just some tried and true things that I've loved for a really long time because they're favorites of mine month after month, and I feel like they deserve a mention as well. Before we get started, I did want to tell you about an exciting development with our home remodeling project. So a couple of weeks ago, we got an email about a sale on kitchen cabinets, and even though we're not quite ready to install the kitchens yet, yes, I did say kitchens, we are going to be renting out our basement once the remodel is finished. But anyways, we decided to take advantage of the sale. So until we're ready to tackle the kitchens, we have this huge stack of cabinets in what would be our dining room right now. Remodeling is crazy, frustrating, amazing, and all worth it. And it's just, yeah, it's insane. The first thing I want to talk about today is a smoothie recipe. Even though it's a little bit cold outside, I've been really into making smoothies for breakfast, and I found this fantastic recipe from Jar of Lemons. It's a pineapple turmeric smoothie with kiwi and kale. Believe it or not, I've really always shied away from trying smoothies with anything other than fruit, which may seem a little bit crazy to say as a vegan, but recently I've been wanting to try to branch out and give smoothies with greens a try. I thought this smoothie was so delicious, and it's loaded with tons of nutrients. Specifically, I was interested in this recipe because of the turmeric. This is a spice that's been used for thousands of years as a medicinal herb as well. And recently, science has backed up all these theories about how awesome turmeric is as medicine. It has a compound in it called curcumin, which has powerful anti-inflammatory effects and is also a very strong antioxidant. But here's the thing you have to know. A friend of mine who works in a spice shop told me that unfortunately curcumin is not well absorbed into the bloodstream. So when you have something with turmeric, if you want to get all the benefits from it, it helps to consume some black pepper with it to enhance the absorption of the curcumin. So I put in about a quarter ratio between black pepper and turmeric. Turmeric has also been linked to fighting age-related chronic diseases, warding off depression, and preventing certain types of cancer. Obviously, I'm not a dietitian, so I am relying on information from their nutritional studies. Anyways, I was pleasantly surprised that the smoothies were delicious and that the taste of the kale was not overpowering. I feel like the base of the kiwi and pineapple are great for making sure that the end result tastes really good. And then a few quick tips when making this smoothie. It does say in the recipe, but I highly recommend using frozen pineapple in this recipe just to make sure that the texture comes out just right. You could certainly use canned or fresh pineapple, but just know that if you do that, you'll probably end up with more of a juice than a smoothie, which still would probably be pretty delicious as well. I haven't tried any of the other recommended variations for this recipe, but the author suggested trying some other fruit as a substitute for the frozen pineapple, like frozen mango or even frozen apple. I'm not sure how the taste would come out using vanilla flavored plant milk as I used unsweetened, but it's worth giving a try to see if you like it. If you try with unsweetened plant-based milk though and find that it's not quite sweet enough, I would recommend adding a liquid sweetener like agave syrup or maple syrup. The thing that I love about this smoothie is it takes me literally 3 minutes to prepare in the morning. I literally just dump everything into my Ninja and blend it together. But keep in mind that this recipe does make more than one serving, or at least I think it's more than one serving. So you may want to share with a friend, or if you've got like the little Ninja blender that like I do, I modify the recipe to make it one serving. So just a heads up about that if you are not wanting to have this giant smoothie in the morning. Next up are some delicious vegan protein cookies from Lenny and Larry's. I feel like I'm probably the last person to know about Lenny and Larry's cookies, but I still wanted to talk about these because I have been crushing on them so hard lately and they are definitely a favorite. This is the Snickerdoodle, and I've had the peanut butter, double chocolate, and the chocolate chip. But they also have birthday cake, lemon poppy seed, oatmeal raisin, white chocolate macadamia nut, apple pie, and I think that's it. Anyway, so I first discovered these one day when I was getting gas and I was feeling super hungry, so I was desperate for something. So I went in and I picked one of these up and I was just shocked that they were vegan, which is always nice to have, it's a nice surprise. The cookies that I first found at the gas station were these like jumbo cookies, and I would only eat like a quarter or a half of the one because they were just so huge. But I later discovered that you can purchase these in bulk and that they sell them in smaller cookies if you prefer them. So the ones at the gas station were 4 ounce and this is a 2 ounce. These cookies have protein powder and a boost of fiber in each of the cookies to make them a slightly healthier option, but just keep in mind that these are definitely still treats. But man, is it nice to have a pre-made vegan dessert when you are wanting something sweet. I would say, given that these cookies are prepackaged, they're not bakery quality, but they're delicious and satisfy a sweet craving when you want it. And again, it's really nice to have just a pre-made option that's already vegan when you're wanting something. The next thing I want to talk about today is a skincare product, and it is the Yes to Tomatoes Active Charcoal Bar Soap, and I've been using this on my face, and you can also use it on your body as well. The Yes to brand has different product lines within its company, so in addition to Yes to Tomatoes, there's also Yes to Carrots, Yes to Cucumbers, Yes to Blueberries, Yes to Grapefruit, Yes to Cotton, and Yes to Coconut. And basically the premise of the brand is to provide solutions for different skin challenges. The Yes to Tomato line addresses acne-prone skin, and I so wish breakouts was not something that I still struggled with, but here we are. Anyways, I'm glad to have brands like Yes to for offering products that are cruelty-free and almost all vegan. I was doing a little bit of research, and according to the website, the Yes to products don't contain any animal ingredients except for honey extract and beeswax, but this particular bar soap does not have either of those. But the activated charcoal in this bar is supposed to help balance out your skin and absorb oil. I feel like the scent of the bar is very clean, and I don't feel like this over dries my skin at all, although some reviews do say that they feel like it dries up their skin. I wouldn't say that this has completely cleared up any breakouts that I have, but I haven't tried other products within this particular line to see if that would totally get rid of my breakouts. So maybe that's something that I should experiment and try with. But I did mention at the beginning of this video that I'd likely talk about some of my long-term favorites, and this is one of them. I have used this bar soap for several years and I absolutely love it. One of the things that I love about using bar soap in general is that I feel like I'm getting a better value out of it than I have gotten from liquid cleansers. So when I bought liquid cleansers, I would spend like $10, $15 at the drugstore for a cleanser, and that would last me like a month. And so this bar, I think I spend like $5 and it lasts me for months because I only use it on my face. I also like that finding the Yes to brand is very easy. You can buy this at most drugstores, Target, and of course, Amazon. So I have several things to talk about in the entertainment category. First up is a new podcast that I've been really loving. It's called Life Chats with Liv B. Liv B just started this podcast. I think she's on episode 4, and I discovered it because I've been following her YouTube channel for a while now. If you visit her YouTube channel, you'll find tons of great recipes for going vegan, and the podcast is more like sitting down with a great friend for a good conversation. She's going to be covering topics like health, happiness, relationships, wellness, self-development, and spirituality. And you can find the podcast on her website, iTunes, Spotify, or Castbox. Next up are a couple of TV shows that I've been really into lately. Both are comedies that we've been watching on Netflix. The first show I want to talk about today is called Schitt Creek, which is, in my opinion, a masterpiece of a show. It's about this wealthy couple named Johnny Rose, who was a video store entrepreneur, and his wife, Moira, who is a former soap opera star, and they suddenly find themselves completely broke, but the family gets to keep one asset. It's a small town called Schitt Creek, which they bought years ago as a joke. The family has 2 spoiled children, and they pack up what little they have, and they navigate their new lives in small town America. It is the most ridiculous, hilarious, and amazing show, and I don't want them ever to stop making episodes because it's so amazing. The second show I've been binge watching lately is called The Good Place. I absolutely love Kristen Bell, and she plays the lead character, Eleanor Shellstrop, who finds herself in the good place in the afterlife. I don't want to give away too much of the storyline, but let's just say that Eleanor quickly realizes that she's there by mistake when she meets her kind soulmate, Chidi, and her seemingly perfect neighbors, Tahani and Jianyu. Once she's there, Eleanor is determined to become a good person while she's in the good place, and the story follows along the character's struggle with kind of figuring out how to navigate their life in the afterlife. The show has some unexpected twists and turns, and it's super funny, and I just find the characters so endearing. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed and would like to see future videos similar to this one, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified of future uploads.